Hi friends, welcome to Story Time. I'm here today in our Souk Child, Youth and Family Center in our early years room, and I'm here to read a story. But before we start, I would like to start by acknowledging the traditional territories where we work and live and play. So I will read you this acknowledgement. It says, the Souk Family Resource Society would like to acknowledge the traditional territories of the Coast Salish people, especially Souk Nation, on which the Souk Child, Youth and Family Center is built, and the nations that SFRS works with. So that's Beecher Bay, Shanu Nation, the Souk Nation, and the New Pachidat Nation to the west. I apologize for butchering the pronunciation of these nations' names. I will work on that in the future. We recognize the territory and nations and thank them for sharing this beautiful land. Haichka kleko kleko. So let's put that front and center in our little setup today. And I think we were gonna put our camera like this. And I have a bit of a forest scene set up because today we did our craft, which was to make nature crowns. And our story is about two bears. They are called Honeypaw and Lightfoot. Do you see? So this book is written by Jonathan London and illustrated by John Van Zyle. Honeypaw and Lightfoot. In the bushy willow bottomland, Honeypaw ambled, stopped, sniffed. On a rock spine against sky stood Old Man of the Mountains. Honeypaw watched as Old Man scrambled down the rock slide. The closer he came, the bigger he looked. There's Honeypaw. And do you see the Old Man of the Mountain? It was June, the mating moon of grizzlies, and that night under the stars, the two great bears became a pair. Over the next days, they browsed together, tossed their great heads, and chased each other. But one morning, Honeypaw rambled on, hungry for berries, and Old Man went his own way up the mountains. There they are. All summer, Honeypaw read the wind and the mysteries of the rivers, seeking food. And in the fall, she ate to get fat for winter. Do you see her in the river? She's catching some salmon. That'll help her get fat for winter. Days grew short, nights grew long. Honeypaw sensed the snow was rolling in. She dug a den on a slope away from the wind, made a bed of bear grass, moss, and boughs of young fir. Finished just in time, for soon the big snows came. Oops, I missed a page. Then Honeypaw snuggled warm in her soft bed and snored a sleep so deep, her heartbeat so slow, you might think she'd sleep forever. Moons passed, drifts piled. Look at that snowy scene. Can't even see her den anymore. But she's there. Whoops. Sorry. Finally, in the heart of winter, Lightfoot was born. Helpless, almost hairless, blind, no bigger than a hamster. He nursed in the deep, dark warmth of his mother's den. Oh, look at the little baby bear. Isn't that so precious? Everything starts out as a baby one way or the other and needs very special care. Come spring, 2 moons later, Honeypaw and Lightfoot awoke. Lightfoot bumbled out, blinking in the sunshine, a furry ball of hunger. He followed as his mother hunted and grazed and dug for roots, showing her cub good foods to eat. And that's what we do, right? We teach our young ones. Even the bears do that. how they can be strong and healthy and safe. If Lightfoot strayed, Honeypaw swatted him back into line. Woo. Good thing we have words as people. But not all was the business of finding food. Mother and cub liked to play. Swoosh! Honeypaw and Lightfoot plunged down the slope, skidding to a stop in a shower of slush again and again. Swoosh! Sliding on belly, back, and rump, rolling head over tail. Do you ever do that in the snow? Do you like to go slide and play? Even the animals love to slide and play. All through spring, Honeypaw and Lightfoot loped and ambled, eating bare grass, bare flowers, bare clover, and if they were lucky, honey. Every 2 or 3 hours, Lightfoot stopped to nurse. He nuzzled his mother and drank warm, rich milk. After eating, they would sleep in the hot hours on a daybed dug in the soft earth. There they are, enjoying a little siesta while it's hot. Then one day, toward the end of spring, a huge, grizzly, big, hairy one lumbered down over deadfall, the muscles of his great flanks rippling. With a sudden roar, big, hairy one came galloping after Lightfoot, fast as a racehorse. Lightfoot scrambled away. He could feel hairy one's breath. Honeypaw lunged between them. Lightfoot slid beneath her legs, tumbled into the river, and was swept away. Oh no! The last Lightfoot heard as he wailed and rolled down the current was his mother's roar, rumbling off the cliffs. Oh, I guess I should show you the picture. Sorry. Look, there's big hairy one. He's not looking so friendly at the moment, is he? Lightfoot tumbled and choked in the white water, hooked a snag, climbed up, and waited, shivering in the spray. As the dark dropped and the moon rose, Lightfoot yowled, but did not let go. Poor baby. There he is by the moon, hanging on. When dawn spread across the sky, Lightfoot saw Honeypaw pick her way, bleeding and ragged, over river boulders. At last, Honeypaw reached up over the roar of the waterfall, snatched her cub, and held him tight. Lightfoot was safe. What a brave mama, protecting her baby the way she did. And then she went and looked for him. And that's what happens, right? Sometimes we get hurt, and hopefully we heal. Honeypaw couldn't play with Lightfoot until her wounds had healed. A moon passed, and another moon. Then one day, Honeypaw bent a willow bush over for him, and when Lightfoot jumped on, Honeypaw let the bush spring up. Whee! Look at him fly! Sounds like she might be healing and feeling better. And Lightfoot flipped into the river. Splash! Through another year of moons and seasons, Lightfoot grew, learning from Honeypaw where to feast on the juiciest roots and berries, dig the best den, and find the best places to play. Soon Lightfoot would be ready to go off on his own, because that's what little ones do. They grow up, and off they go. And there he is. And that is the end of our story. Thank you for joining us for our story time today, and I hope you take good care, and we'll see you soon. Would you mind ending the recording for me?